have an FDA registered product. We're very proud of that, and we just want to make sure that we're never doing or making any what they call curative claims. So we would never guarantee anything. We would never say, well, this is going to do this. It very well may, and it may not. Who knows, right? So, but that's not important. What's important is to talk to the man of the hour and find out about him and what the gel has done for him. So I think we should get right into it, man. I got a few. This is going to be more of a conversation. We're just going to talk back and forth about 15 minutes, but I do have 4 questions, little bullet points to guide me along the way. So first of all, Jason, tell us how old are you? How long have you been on the gel? And who introduced you to the gel? Let's start with that.
All right. So 34 years old, and I've been on the gel for approximately about 10 months now. And I actually started up in April, right when you couldn't get a bottle.
Right.
I signed up, and then it took me 2 months to get my first bottle.
Okay.
So that's why it would be about a year when I signed up, but that
Yeah.
happened.
Okay.
And then it was my cousin Steven Willer,
Okay.
who actually out of New Jersey just gave me a phone call, and he was like, "Hey man, you need to check this stuff out." And he knew I was a vet. He knew that I struggled with all my stuff, my mental health stuff, and he told me it might be able to help me out just with my sleep. And right away, I just like, I'll try it. I didn't really think much of it, but I was like, I'll try it because it's my cousin and I trust him.
Yeah.
So,
That's it. Well, let's actually pause there for a second. Let's take a couple minutes and actually talk about your background. I know we promoted and told a lot of people. Some people may be just joining in randomly. You're an Iraq War veteran, and first of all,
mhm.
thank you for your service to our country. Very much appreciate that, brother. Um, what I have a lot of friends, family, etc., that have come back from war and they've experienced certain things. Why don't you, from your words, share with us some of the things that you've had to deal with since then,
All right.
and then
So
and then and then and then finish it out. Excuse me, with what you've experienced on the gel and how it's helped those things.
absolutely. So I went to Iraq in '03 to '04. I was 19, came home when I was 20. So pretty much my entire adult life, I've been dealing with everything that I've come back with. Um, I was diagnosed with sleep deprivation, PTSD, depression, anxiety. My depression got so bad at certain times in my life, I attempted suicide, which I know I've shared with you before. Um, I used to suffer with substance abuse and alcohol and drinking, and I was doing everything I could just to cope. And yeah, there was just a lot. I don't know how many years I was just trying to figure it out. I was just working hard, trying to. I was always doing research, I guess you'd want to say. Like I've tried every type of vitamin, supplement out there to help with my focus, my energy. I've tried all types of stuff just to figure out what could help me just be more present. I've also done intense therapy through the VA hospital for myself. I've done everything from physical fitness. They say fitness helps beat depression. That was the way I used to deal with it a lot. I would just get out there and work out, and that would help me a lot. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's been quite a bit. And I'll say 10 months ago when I got on the gel, I wasn't really expecting a lot, but my life's absolutely has changed. I can't get over what it's done. And a lot of it's really happened in the last couple months. So I'm talking the last 8 months to 10 months. And I'm so thankful that I didn't like just try it for a little bit, get a few benefits, and then say, oh, it's not really worth the money, because what it's done for me now is worth every penny that I've had to spend. We've, let's see. So right off the start, it was sleep. I was on sleep meds, PTSD meds, anxiety meds, depression meds. I was on it all. And right away, within the first couple of weeks, it was vivid sleep to the point where I stopped taking my sleep meds. And I was just like, this is crazy, because for myself to get to that REM level of sleep wasn't happening. It was rarely happening, even on the sleep meds. And the only reason I learned so much about my sleep was because the doctor had told me I had thought that I was, um, how do I say it? I thought I was protecting myself because I wasn't dreaming. Now, when I first got back, I was having nightmares. to the point, like, you remember I was 20 years old when I came home, and my older brothers got Down syndrome. And I was sleeping at my mom's house on the living room floor. And in the middle of the night, I punched him in the face. I broke his nose while we were sleeping. And it scared the crap out of me. And that's just the night terrors that I was having. I was jumping around, and even back then, my relationship struggled because of the night terrors. People were like, "You're crazy." And it really bothered me. So I've started to, so all of a sudden I stopped dreaming. And I thought it was literally the fact that my body had created this mechanism to um, like stop me from dreaming because I didn't want to dream. I didn't want to get to that level. And then when the psychologist said, well, that's not possible. That means you're actually never hitting REM sleep. So that's when they put me on the medication.
Hmm.
And getting on the gel and not having to take the meds and feeling like every day, every single night, I'm having vivid dreams. And my life's stressful. Father of 7 kids. Even tonight, just trying to get to this. I don't know if
Right.
anybody can relate to me, but I don't know about the 7 kids, but 8 o'clock's bedtime and trying to get everybody in bed, brushing their teeth. Actually, I think I skipped brushing teeth with a couple of the kids. I
Yeah.
was like, "Get in bed, let's go. We need to go because I need to get downstairs, and you guys
Right.
need to be sleeping." And but so just knowing, like, I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry.
Well, you were saying that after the war, you came back as a young man. You were dealing with these issues, and again, you mentioned certain conditions, PTSD, anxiety, depression. You started sleeping after the gel. You started sleeping better. You started sleeping through the
Hmm.
night. You don't need your sleep medicine anymore. I know when we spoke a few weeks ago, is it safe to say you're also not taking any medicine for the anxiety or PTSD or depression?
None of it.
You're off all that.
Yeah, I actually, with the VA, they recommend that you take things,
Yeah.
but they're not going to force you to do it. They'll recommend all day long. So I went
Yeah.
back to my psychologist, who had a really good working relationship with,
Hmm.
and I just said, "Listen, I'm feeling great. I want to take myself off the meds." And they're like, "If that's what you want to do, go for it. And we're here to support you if you need it, if you need to come back." And I haven't had to go back. I mean,
Wow.
it's crazy to feel
You
the
know,
way that I feel. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you said something so important before. I didn't want to interrupt you. You said that the majority of the benefits from the gel kicked in right around month 8 to 10.
Hmm.
So where you're at now, guys,
Yeah.
I think that's something that's very important that every one of you understand, whether you're currently on the gel or not. This is not something you take in 3 days. You're running around the room and your whole life is better. It's not a 30-day fix. We tell everybody now, give the gel time, give it 4 months, give it 6 months plus. You go to the doctor to get the shots, the HGH, you're going on a 6 to 12 month regimen. You can't just go get a month worth of shots. This is no different. We got a very safe and effective homeopathic microdose, but you got to give the product time. Jason here, imagine if he was like one of those people after a month or two just said, you know what? Like he said, it's a little too much money. I'm sleeping a little better, but it's not really doing anything. This became a life-changing product for him and his 7 children and his wife at month 8. Did you guys catch that? Please understand the nature of this product. Jason, we're running out of time. We got a few minutes left. There's
Yep.
something that blew my mind. You made a Facebook post about what happened with your family and your
Yeah.
children. Well, why don't you share that with everybody here?
So all my kids know I'm using the gel. They see it. They see me applying it all the time, and they're always asking me questions about it. And we talk about it.
Yeah,
And there was a night that I was in the kitchen. I was putting on. I can put a dose on just before I go to bed, and just helps me sleep. Whatever.
yeah.
It doesn't keep me up. And I am my 10-year-old son, my stepson, my bonus son Tyler. He looks at me and he goes, "That gel stuff really works, doesn't it?" I go, "Yeah, it does. Why? What do you notice?" And he goes, "Well," and in his words, he was like, "You used to only be outside when you had to do yard work, like when you had to do the stuff you need to get done. But now you're outside, you're playing basketball with us, you're jumping on the trampoline with us, you're running around the backyard, you're playing soccer with us. You're doing all these things that he has never, like, he was just like, you weren't doing those before. Like, literally, I didn't have the energy. I didn't have, I mean, I work a full-time job. We're up early in the morning with the kids, getting them ready for school, doing all of that, getting out the door. I mean, we have a 3 month old, so we're waking up a few times at night with the baby, and a couple other kids who wake up at night. We're going back and forth. I don't think I've had a straight solid night worth of sleep in I don't know how many years, but um, that's due to the kids.
Yeah.
But so he was just, he shared that with me and I was like, wow. So I went upstairs to help my wife get the other kids ready for bed. And I went to tell her what he said and she goes, well, honey, you've actually been less stressed.
Mhm.
You've been calmer lately. Life is stressful. I still have my moments, but nothing compared to what it was. The way that I know a lot about my body, but my fight and flight mechanism is like completely like it feels like it's gone.
Yeah.
I'm so calm and mellow. I was talking to Brian earlier today and I was telling him about being in the car. I used to be on such high alert driving, and it's all of a sudden that I have this calmness, this peace while I'm driving. And I don't know how to describe it. It's actually uncomfortable because I'm not used to feeling this way.
Hmm.
Like I'm acknowledged, I feel it. I'm just driving and I have this sense of peace around me.
Like a sense of
And
well-being.
yeah, absolutely. Sense of well-being. Like I just feel at ease.
Yeah.
And with so much stuff going on in my life with the kids and everything else, I feel that I'm saying a lot calmer than I've ever been able to be, and I'm not on any medication. And the
Dude,
only thing that I've added to my life is the gel. And
that's
that's,
I'm speechless, man. I mean, I for a 10-year-old to instinctively say that basically my daddy's back, and you're
mhm.
playing in the backyard, dude, that could bring tears to my eyes, literally.
No, I've always been an
From a
active
gel,
dad.
right? But
I've,
for him to notice that
I know.
you're engaging, you're active, your wife, the sense of calm, the sense of well-being, like this gel has changed your life. Forget the fact that there's the greatest opportunity in the world. Forget the fact that we put ourselves in front of a trend that's going viral like nobody's ever seen. We literally have the world's only transdermal HGL. You have something that has given your wife a husband back, the children their father back, and with all
Yep.
you went through, you're off all your medicine. My God, dude! If people only knew, and that's the thing. People don't know. So
No.
we're almost out of time. Let's close it out with this. What would you say to the people watching this that aren't currently on the gel? We have a lot of people in this testimony group, and they're just kind of, somebody added them in. What is it? Should I try it? Should I not? What would your words be to them?
So for one, I understand the HGH is a huge thing in this product. It's FDA registered, first of its kind. The adrenal gland and the thyroid support. Learn about your thyroid. Learn about if you suffer with any of the stuff that I suffer with, go and do what I did and I started researching what your thyroid does to your body. What's your adrenal gland? When those things aren't running right, it's all the symptoms that we're feeling. When those two glands, those few glands in your body aren't running where they're supposed to be running, all the symptoms that I was struggling with are caused because it feels like because of those two things.
Yeah.
So the fact that all of this is in one product and it's a microdose and it takes time. Don't expect a 90-day fix.
Yeah.
6 months, I'm so thankful. 8 months in, the way that I feel is just insanely different than I've ever felt. I feel like there's so many things that I look back at my life now and I'm like, man, I made some bad choices. And honestly, if I was feeling the way that I feel now, I probably wouldn't have been in some of those situations that I was in.
Yeah.
But my fight and flight and the way my body was on the inside was just not proper. And it's because of the stress and everything else that I had been through, the combat. Life itself is stressful and it's beating up our bodies, and everybody needs to be on this thing because it's helping repair their bodies from the inside out. And then and when you get to the outside and your life is feeling good, you can't change it. You can't take it away. Like
Right.
I'm never going, like I can't go back. Like
No, no, no.
oh man, it's insane. Like just to feel the way that I feel. And like I said, life is hard. Life is stressful, but to be able to manage and do what I'm able to do, and I'm telling you, if you're contemplating on using this, get on it and give it the time.
Yeah.
Just do it.
That's
Just
perfect, man.
the worst words for a vet to say is pull the trigger and just go do it. But go do it. Just get
Right.
it done. Go get it done and go do it because it is well worth it. And I wouldn't change it for the life of me. And I'm so thankful to my cousin Steve who gave me that random phone call. And if you guys have somebody who reached out to you through a message or a phone call, get back in touch with that person
Yeah.
because they are giving you a lifeline.
Yep.
and that's how it feels. So,
Well, that's awesome,
but I
dude.
appreciate
And
you, Brian.
once again, guys, no guarantees. This product won't cure you. It won't fix you. It won't heal you. We don't make any claims like that. We can't guarantee you anything. Nobody's saying that you're going to experience what Jason did. This is his personal testimony, so he can
Yep.
speak about it, right? So just let's be clear about that. Jason, I want to thank you for your time tonight. I think this is one of the most impactful interviews I've ever seen. It's one thing when people lose weight and they get a six pack, but when you change somebody's life to the degree that it has to yours, I think people are going to look at this product in a whole new way. So thank you for your service to our country.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time tonight. Can't wait to see you in Dallas next week. And the
See
call to
you down
action
there.
is this, guys. You heard Jason tonight. Listen, if you're not on the product yet, whoever added you to this group, please get back to them. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family to see what this product will do for you. So on that, guys, have a great night. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. See
All
you
right.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night. Thanks, Jason.